Fire away.
Well, tell us a story about Thomas.
Thomas?
Yeah.
Tommy turns 2 on 7-11, so he's a free Slurpee baby. So I don't ever have to buy him a gift. We're just going to take him to get free Slurpees. And my wife is in the back, Christiana, and we are expecting in about a month. So it's an active time. It's an active time, yes.
So with parenting and also just the transition here in Tucson, what things have been like for you?
Just being really nice to her over and over and over again because it's been hectic. I mean, the cycle kind of goes and the cycle closed, the normal coaching cycle, and we got hired here kind of outside that cycle. So we thought we were going to be back at San Jose State for another year. Obviously, we were extremely excited to get this opportunity, and it was literally a deal where Brennan called me at 8 a.m. and said, "Can you be on a flight at 10?" And I was like, "Yeah, figure it out." And so we've just been flying by the seat of our pants and adjusting to life here in Arizona. And yeah, it's been fun but hectic.
Now, what do you think about your group so far with the show?
I'm super stoked. Key is fantastic. I'm really excited to coach him. We've got one of the coolest kids I've ever been around coaching is Berto. And, he's 25 years old from Germany. Really cool story and a fantastic young man. And then we've got some young, exciting kids. I'm not allowed to touch that mic, buddy. We've got some young, exciting kids. One of them just walked in. Dorian Thomas, Tyler Powell, Tap, and Johnny. So I'm really, really excited about the group. And we've progressed, I think, a decent chunk this far. But they're locked in and I think bought in, and I think it's headed in the right direction.
We've seen a fair amount of 2 tight end sets so far in spring. What's the advantage to doing that as opposed to one in an offense where you're going to want to run and pass?
Yep, that's a great question. Hey, babe, you might want to come over and grab Thomas. There you go, buddy. Some water. It's my wife, Krista. Oh, sorry, buddy. So the event, if you have 2 athletic tight ends and you can throw the ball adequately out of it, it stresses the defense because running the ball at a 12 personnel is always difficult to defend. And so hopefully if we're doing it right, our 2 tight end sets, we can throw the ball at a high rate, but we're also extremely efficient in the run game. And we cause defensive coordinators a lot of stress about how exactly they want to defend those formations.
And from the passing standpoint from that, you need both of those to be adequate pass catchers so that they don't become just a decoy, right?
Yeah, you'd like that. I mean, you want at all times for every single skill player on the field to be a threat in the pass game, including the running backs. At least that's been our philosophy for a long time. And so you'd rather not just have one guy that's really good at one and one that's good at the other. I mean, we're trying to get these guys. I always say I want us to be in on 3rd and 10 and us to feel great about it, and I want us to be in 4th and 1 and feel great about it. Obviously, a passing situation or a heavy run situation, and feel really good about our ability to execute in both those situations.
Do you organize the personnel like that? Is it like 2 H's on the field at the time, 2 Y's on the field at the time, or just tight end and go?
One more time.
Like between an H tight end and a Y tight end, you send people with different skill sets out in the same sets, or just kind of a set?
Depends on the play.
Okay.
So they line up in a bunch of different spots based on the play, and each kid has strengths and weaknesses. So we're trying to access their strengths based on where they line up. And to be honest, we're still figuring each other out, and so still kind of learning those strengths. In the fall, I think we'll feel pretty good about putting those guys in the best positions to be successful.
So with a conference that doesn't run a lot of 12, at least from what I've seen from
Yep.
12, is that an advantage in teams? Defenses aren't necessarily prepared for that when they have Arizona coming in or have Arizona on their schedule.
Yep. And I'll tell you, we're still trying to figure out. I mean, we know the direction we want to go offensively, but obviously it changes based on personnel. And so we're going to play the best 11 regardless. With that being said, we're always trying to find ways to differentiate ourselves from the norm out there, if that makes any sort of sense. And so if we can present something that they're not used to seeing every single week, then I think that would be an advantage for us. And hopefully we can pull it off.
How often did you go 12 personnel at San Jose?
At San Jose, it was roughly like 35, 40% of the time, something like that.
And then how many times did you have a tight end on the field? I should say, how many times did you not have tight end?
I was there 7 years, one play.
What was the play?
I don't want to talk about it, piss me off.
But what are your tight ends, Roberto? Very interesting story coming in from Germany.
Yeah, he's so
some
cool.
years ago. What do you know about his story? What has he shown you so far as a pass catcher?
Well, Berto's just really, I mean, like, he's not a kid, he's a man, right? Like, he's 25 years old, and he's absolutely fantastic to be around. He's dead serious about his work. He does a fantastic job off the field in terms of, like, taking care of his body in the meeting room, all that type of stuff, which I think really matters to the end product. And then, he's definitely, at least to this point, like, proven that he's going to be a part of this. I mean, because he's got some strengths that we are going to definitely get to need in the fall.
I know you haven't seen him in previous years, but he was been more used as a blocking tight end. What has he shown you as a pass catcher?
He's good at it. Because I give all these kids a fair chance. He has impressed me immensely while I'm running around. And there's been some times that he's done some really impressive stuff at a high level that maybe because of his previous rap I didn't necessarily expect.
You talk about the development of Tyler Powell. We've seen out of him. He's kind of been in there in the 2 tight end sets during drills recently.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. You can't coach length, and the other part is that he has a tremendous speed for his length, which I was surprised by because when I first met him, I didn't know if he would be able to move as well as he does, but he moves extremely well. He's another kid who's extremely coachable. He's around all the time, constantly wanting to be, constantly ask questions, and I am like thoroughly excited for his future. I think that he has a bright future ahead of him.
And then the connection with Kean and Noah and T-Mac, from your perspective, what's that like?
It's wild. I've never been around it before in my career, but people with so much history and so much shared experiences, and just like watching them communicate has been really neat. I'm not used to it. There was one time we were doing one-on-ones, and Key ran a pretty good route, but there was one thing that I wanted him to do different. And before I even got to him, T-Mac grabbed him and told him the exact same coaching point. Because they're football junkies, they get it on like an extremely high level, and they also have that connection and trust with each other from all the years of shared experiences.
And then just from working with Brent at San Jose and also now here in Arizona, what can you say about the culture that he's trying to instill and what he's done?
Yeah, I've been with B for, I think this will be year 8, so it's been a very, very long time, and I know that it's all about family and it's all about brotherhood, and trying to have a program that doesn't feel super professional, I guess is the easiest way to put it, where it feels like there's personal connections and that we're really breaking down boundaries and really getting to know each other. And we are currently working through that right now with these guys. It's funny, trying to break down some walls, get them to be comfortable with us. And I think the one thing we hope culturally is that you say that we are an extremely connected football team.
What kind of strides have you seen Dorian take this past offseason? What do you expect from him this upcoming year?
Dorian, DT? He's right there, so I have to talk nice about him in front of him. He's going to blush. So DT is extremely talented. I mean, he has all of the tools, and we're trying our best to just get him to accelerate his process. And because his potential is crazy, it's through the roof. And so, the reality is, the things we're talking about are tiny, minute things that are going to eventually add up to being big things. And trying to tick each of those off the box so we can continue to build in the right direction. But each day he does at least one thing where you can kind of see there's something coming, provided he stays on it and keeps on working.
What do you
Last
see
question.
from Noah Fafita? What do you think makes him a good quarterback?
He throws the ball to people really well. He's really good.
That's simple.
No, I don't know. I mean, he's crazy smart, scary smart. And he understands the game and has such a great feel for the game that, as a coach, you really got to be on it because you got a player. I mean, this kid is on it. He knows everything that's going on, and he understands what all 11 are doing on both sides. And then the way that he's able to deal with his maybe size deficiency and the way he has come up with being effective outside of that, with the way he throws the ball off platform and still being crazy accurate is incredibly impressive. I'm super stoked that we get to play with number 11.